Into the Huddle with Paul Wilson on the Sports Blitz.
It is a joyous day.
I love your show.
From the Emerald Coast to the edge of the atmosphere.
You gentlemen lift us up every day.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
What it do, people? It's the homie Lil Cash. Right now you tuned in with Paul Wilson on the Sports Blitz. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. The hottest sports show in the South. Let's go. It's Lil Cash with another hit with Paul Wilson on the Sports Blitz. Where they talk trash and they talk ish. When it comes to sports, man, they too legit. It's 104.3 ESPN. If you love sports, better chime in. NFL, college, local sports, they got it. NBA, they got it. Sports Blitz, the topic. The show hottest wasabi. Better tune in and go watch it. Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson. If you even tried, you can't stop it. Bone Crusher gon' pop it. No Jeff gon' pop it. Go like, comment, subscribe, and share right now.
It is Friday, and it's 4 o'clock, and you're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. We finally made it to the weekend, and I'm pumped up about it. Don't forget, tonight at 8 o'clock is the coverage time. First pitch is at 9:15. The Braves take on the San Francisco Giants in San Francisco. So it's going to be a late one tonight, hoping that the Braves can get back into the winner's circle instead of losing all these games that they've been losing. I'm not happy about it. As always, on a Friday, Jeffro's in the building. Jeffrey, how you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. We had a hat trick today.
Yeah?
Yeah. It was France, and guess what? It wasn't Mbappe.
Who was it?
Boom. Can I pronounce the name?
I don't think
because you can't.
I know I can't. Maybe you can.
Dembele?
Okay, I'll take your word for it. Dembele.
I think that's it.
Dembele.
3 goals for the guy who's not your star.
Yeah, that's good, right? They just they need
3
that.
3 goals.
Yeah, I mean, if it wasn't for, Scottie Pippen and John Paxson and Steve Kerr and those guys making shots, you wouldn't win the championship, so it can always be your star. Speaking of stars, Bone Crusher's in the building. Bone Crusher, how you doing today?
All right. Hey, can I revise something I said the other day about being a Gator hater?
Yeah, go ahead.
I just want to say that I love the Georgia-Florida rivalry. Historically, one of the best football rivalries. So I love the Gators in the sense that I love, like, J.R. Ewing from the TV show Dallas. Who shot the Gators? Bulldogs shot the Gators. So I can't root for them when they're not playing, when they're playing somebody outside the SEC. And I don't think the Gators would want it any other way.
Yeah. Are you yeah, go ahead.
No, I mean, I'm going to say something about if Auburn didn't exist, Alabama would be a different school.
Yeah, because we'd be dominant because we'd take all of the players in the state of Alabama and nobody would have a chance.
But people wouldn't be talking about you as much.
They would.
Nah.
Because we'd find another because we do have a little bit of a rivalry between LSU, between Tennessee, now between Georgia.
Yeah. It's just not the same.
It may not be
without
the
Iron Bowl, Alabama's not as much of Alabama as they are Alabama.
Well,
I'm telling you.
What
LSU doesn't have that.
Yeah.
We're missing it.
Yeah.
It's like we're like an only child in a family.
Yeah.
Nobody's talking about our family.
Yeah.
We're an only child. Y'all got siblings. And just think about it. You're right, though. Bo Jackson playing for Bama.
Yeah.
Charles Barkley
playing for Bama.
I'm not saying Cam Newton's going there because you had to shell out some money for him.
We got the money. We could have got Cam Newton.
Mississippi State was about to get Cam Newton.
How you gonna think Mississippi State's gonna?
Mississippi State could he have gone to Mississippi State and won a national title? Is my question.
No,
probably not. Not at that time.
No, because there were not NFL players on that team, but they had talent.
Yes.
If you know what I mean. Mississippi State. Now they're better now than they've ever been to me.
No, not right now.
I mean, yeah.
Dak Prescott kind of turned them a little bit
just because they beat LSU.
Did they beat LSU that year?
Yeah, they did. That's why they got ranked number one because they beat LSU. That was the whole reason behind it. He dominated LSU single-handedly.
They were 9-0, I think, at the time, or something like that.
Yeah,
I think it started out like something like that. Maybe it was 8-0.
Yeah,
I don't know. It was something like that. But that was like one of their biggest times ever in football.
I want to read this for you, Bone Crusher. This will be good. Kyle Albritton says, "Why does the St. Johns River flow north? Because Georgia stinks." Oh, how about that?
Why do all the trees in Georgia lean towards Alabama?
I don't know.
Because Alabama blows.
Oh!
Wow.
Or sucks or something.
Whatever. Yeah.
It sucks.
I don't know. I don't know what that means.
Because if you lean towards Alabama, it have to suck.
They're all terrible jokes.
All I know, yeah, that was pretty bad.
And really, the St. John's River barely even flows. It's more like a bayou more than anything if you look at it.
I've never looked at it.
Yeah.
If you could show it to me on a map.
Okay. If have you been to Jacksonville? Have you
just
driven through Jacksonville?
Yeah.
You've seen the St. John River then.
Okay. All right.
It's right there.
It
goes all the way from
I'm just not a geography person.
You don't
I'm
know
sorry.
what you're looking at. You
Guess
know,
I
like
don't.
French Quarter doesn't look very French to me.
That's
It's like a bunch of.
I've been
I'm
there.
not gonna say Cajun's derogatory term, but
I've been there.
I could.
I've been to French Quarter.
Yeah.
So
same
what was
deal.
this river that Kyle
St.
mentioned?
John's.
And that doesn't flow through Georgia.
No,
you
it
talking
doesn't.
about?
But it flows towards Georgia from like the Orlando area, like Sanford and all that, and goes like up north. And it's really wide. It's really, really wide. But anyway, it goes
I'll
up
take your
towards
word for it.
Jacksonville, like takes a hard turn because it doesn't want to go to Georgia. It's like, we'll pass on Georgia.
Yeah.
Not many rivers go north. There's like 3 in the world or something like that. I think the Nile is one of them too.
Wow.
Anyway,
Yeah.
geography quiz is over with, guys.
I'm just telling you, man, all these going and visiting these places and going seeing waterfalls and going to the libraries and all the things that
Libraries.
you do.
Don't forget
man,
the
it's
libraries.
definitely paying off. I mean, the money is well spent with Jeffrey going out.
So
of
here's
town.
another question for you. Georgia Tech, still in the SEC. How would the Georgia Tech rivalry be? Huge.
If
Georgia Tech used to be in the SEC, I don't know if you knew that.
Right.
When they left, for ACC, if they were still in the SEC, the Georgia Tech rivalry would be huge.
Well, we still play them every year.
You do play them every year in football, sometimes in basketball or baseball. Yeah. But I'm saying it would be huge because Georgia Tech would be getting off all that SEC vibe thing.
I don't think so.
I'm telling you. And in the city of Atlanta?
No.
Oh, yeah. There would be a recruiting nightmare for the Bulldogs.
It might be
because
fun.
You're absolutely
Yeah,
you've
I
bumped
like the
your
sound
head.
of that.
No, I don't think so at all. I don't
That'd be
think Georgia
crazy.
Tech even qualifies as being little brother.
Not anymore because 60 years ago or 70 years ago they left the SEC.
I still don't think they would be a valid because isn't there requirements to get into Georgia Tech? Isn't that like a engineering school?
Well, we got Vandy.
Yeah, and that, exactly.
Look where Vandy's
yeah,
at.
look who's their rival. I mean,
Yeah.
they had 2 good years with Diego Pavia there. The 5'9" Mighty Mouse that they had, and now we'll see what they're going to be. I mean, we'll see.
Vandy's back.
Okay.
They never were.
I mean, yeah, I hope they beat LSU this year. I would love that. It would make me so happy. I would be
Curse
like, wait a
words.
minute, back from what?
Shots fired.
Yeah.
Back from what? Exactly.
But I mean, I don't see that. I don't see Georgia Tech ever being that
no,
way.
no. Those days are past.
Yeah.
They're talking about before I was born.
I think
And
it would.
Not
a long time
Not
ago.
the dumbest decision of leaving the SEC. That is up to Tulane. Tulane leaving the SEC was maybe the dumbest ever.
Well, Christopher Multicon says y'all are overlooking how improved Georgia Tech is under Brent Key. They're improved, but again, it's like anything else. If you can't recruit your own state, you just about can't be good. That's just that's the problem. If you can't recruit in your backyard, it's hard to win. Yes, they've improved, but is it that they've improved or is the ACC that weak? That's the question I would ask because you had Duke and Virginia playing in the championship.
And
you had
Miami's
Miami
third. So you're not even in the top 3.
Miami was the best team in that conference, hands down.
Especially at the end of the year.
Yes.
Especially. It was convincingly
So, I mean,
bad.
really, when you look at them, I don't know. It's hard for me because Miami seemed like, they could have just kind of coasted through, put it on cruise control through the ACC this year. Honestly.
Yeah. I mean, the outliers are Georgia Tech and Louisville.
Yeah, but they
fourth and fifth.
what have they won? Those 2 teams, Louisville and Georgia Tech. I mean, they've upset people. They've made games close.
Yeah.
But they've never done anything.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. And it's like that with Louisville too. Louisville, if they can outperform Kentucky in recruiting and win their state in some of the things that they do up there, whether it's because Stoops used to go to Ohio a lot.
Yeah.
And so Braum, he kind of has a little bit of everywhere because of his reach.
Indiana reach and all that.
So, I mean, that's kind of how – but going back to Georgia Tech, Georgia Tech can't win their state. You probably can't name 5 players from Georgia Tech that have turned out to be great NBA or great NFL players or superstars. Or
just one wide receiver. That's
Calvin Johnson, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Jamar Gibbs came from there.
Yeah.
And went to Alabama. But, again, if you can't win your state, that's why for LSU it's easy because you got Tulane there, and you win that. Louisiana Monroe, nothing.
Louisiana Lafayette,
nothing.
La Tech.
None of those, right? So, Alabama, if you lose Auburn, going back to the first thought that you had, Alabama loses Auburn in the state, they then dominate the state. So they get every single player that's a 5-star, every single player that's good in the state of Alabama. Yeah. And they turn out to be stars.
Yellowwood be giving Alabama money.
Yellowwood.
Right? Yeah, Yellowwood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of giving money. All right. So this past week, I've noticed a lot of Facebook pages, going off this week on my algorithms of some of my friends and local people here in Bay County. And I want to bring it up. I have a little interesting minds want to know type question. Is it okay for youth football, specifically youth football? You could say basketball, you could say baseball as well. Is it okay for the players to be paid by the organization or by the coach or to come get the kid to come to their place to play? Because a lot of people have been talking about it. People have come out, and Facebook is what it is. But there's been some comments that said that absolutely there's been dads that are, paying for these other little kids to come be on their son's team that they're the coach of so that they can stack teams. Is it okay for youth football? Because we do have in the state of Florida the NIL in high school. Now, Bay County, I've talked to a lot of our coaches here. They don't have the funds by which to do that. But there are teams, you've got your teams down, in Miami and Coral Springs and all those places that they can play. They offered Trent Seaborn, the quarterback in Alabama at Thompson High School, $1 million for his senior year to come and play high school football in the state of Florida. So, I mean, what do you think about that?
I'm conflicted because I don't really enjoy watching stacked teams just destroy teams who have no money and aren't paying players, So, but if I were involved and it was
football,
my team
in youth football, you'd want to win, right?
I'd want to win, and I want my I don't know. It's so hard for me to even comment on this, and the fact that my kids are in their 20s now, I don't want to even step into that whole realm and tell you what I think, because it's not not like effective as far as like I don't have a dog in this fight, right? But I just haven't given it enough thought really to think about it. I mean, we do it at a college level. Does that give you a pass to do it at the high school level, Paul?
Yeah, I mean, if the high school and the college is different because you're based on whether or not you're winning. If you don't win football games and you're a high school coach, eventually they're going to get rid of you and find somebody else and take the program into a different way. So you've got to figure out ways to win. You can't win if you have the worst players on your team. I don't care how much they buy in. I don't care how hard they work. I don't care what the made-for-TV movies say that if you try hard, you can beat the best. That stuff just doesn't normally happen.
Yeah.
You've got to have good players to be a successful team. You can have players that can grow and get better, but at the end of the day, if you don't have good players to score touchdowns, good players to hit, base hits, good players to score baskets, you're not going to win if by just trying hard and coaching them up every single game, especially if a team is more talented than you. Now, does that mean that all the talented teams always win? No. But it does. They usually win. They win more than the teams that don't have the talent win. So I just wonder, there's a whole lot of organizations in Bay County and the surrounding areas that have a plethora of kids that sign up to play. I just want to know, is this actually a thing? Is this really going on? Do coaches in Bay County actually pay kids or their parents, whether it's just waiving their fee, buying them a new pair of cleats, buying them the gear? Like, what constitutes paying for a kid to come be on your team? Because you have to pay registration fees, for uniforms and all. You've got to buy cleats. You can't just wear slippers out there, or you'll be falling. Yeah. So that's the bigger question. I just want to know, is that part of it? Because yes, obviously nobody's sitting here with thousands of dollars saying, "Hey, I want to win the 10U championship in the county," right? Yeah. But if they're going somewhere else, if they're playing in a national tournament, if they're going somewhere in Miami or Texas or Houston or wherever, are they putting super teams together, and are they letting kids get money based off of waiving their registration?
Wow. Well, that's not a lot of money, to be honest with you.
For some people it is.
Yeah. Well, yeah, absolutely. I ran track against kids that had hand-me-down track shoes and holes in their shoes. And before we had the spikes, and we were like 7 and 8 years old, we weren't allowed spikes at like 7 and 8 years old. They were wearing shoes that were completely rubbed off on the bottom. And when they took off at the very beginning of the dash, they were spinning out. And I was like, that you have to have, grip on the bottom of your shoe for track, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, I didn't care that I had an unfair advantage. But that's the reality of what it was.
Well, we're going to go ahead and go to the phone line. We got Coach Mike here from the Lynn Haven Raiders. Coach Mike, how you doing today?
How you doing, bud?
We're doing fantastic. Now, Coach, I just want to know, obviously there's registration fees. There's, obviously the kids have got to, have equipment, their cleats, mouthpieces, all, some of the things that aren't provided by the organization. Do you believe that some of that is going on or no?
So in our area, I don't believe it's going on. I think in our area, it's more of programs trying to shame other programs or trying to say that program's not doing the right thing, specifically in our area. I'd say there's other issues going on besides that, so they're just trying to more or less blast each other on social media. Is there coaches out here paying for kids' registration? Yeah, but in our area, 9 times out of 10, the kids can't afford to pay for it. Myself, our program, we sponsor 10 to 15 kids every year. We got moms with 5 kids. You ask her to pay $250 for 5 kids up front. That's a lot of money. So is there people out here sponsoring kids that are on the lesser advantage and can't play, or a household that has 5, 6 kids? Yeah, that's going on. But not necessarily nobody in our town is buying up all the best 10U players and stacking a team. Now, is that going on in youth football? 100%. It definitely goes on outside our area. But to be honest with you, I have a downside to that, but like you guys were saying also, it's also the environment that you're in. Those teams are built up of parents that are spending thousands of dollars on their kids, and they put them in big games and big environments. So when a kid comes to that team, things are a little different. That team's a little different. That program's ran a little different. There's actually money being paid out for a lot of these tournaments that they win. They win $1,000 playing in a tournament. That gets funded out throughout the team and stuff like that. So it's just different environments. But I don't believe it's going on in our area. Like I said, it's more of trying to shame other programs on social media.
Do you know how many youth programs for football are in this specific area? Because to me, from what I've read online and just kind of seeing what the landscape is, it seems like there's a lot of different youth organizations.
There's unfortunately, it seems the last few years, youth football has taken the motto and went into the same direction as travel baseball. If you got a dad or a son, they got a program, is what it's turning into. There's just entirely too many. I would say there's at least I think there's 7 or 8 just in Panama Bay County alone. So it's just over flooded. So everybody feels like everybody's fighting over kids, basically, is what's happening.
So it's a lot of that. I've seen it in baseball, actually. There's 8 different travel teams in 10U just in our area alone for baseball, for sure.
Yeah, and basically, and we let's not lie and sit here and be like youth football is the biggest sport right now. Obviously, it's the hardest sport to get young kids to sign up for and families to trust and sign up for it. So there's not, as say there's 100 kids in town. Those 100 kids will play baseball, but only about 40 of them will probably play youth football. So it's when you got 7 or 8 programs in town, that's where you get all these rumors and all this chaos on social media because they're trying to fight over kids. Then you got programs that pop up in the same town as another program. It just creates not the best environment, and that's where rumors like this get started, and all of a sudden it's spreading all over social media. I know a lot of these coaches at a lot of these programs, they're not buying the all-star talent. I can tell you that right now.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, and as well as I do, you might have, if you tried to get 5 of the best running backs in the county, if you were to put them all together, there's only one kid can run it at the same time, so somebody's going to get unhappy with the carries.
Oh, and that's also another thing. So y'all think people tend to think that that's only an issue with high schoolers and in college watching kids transfer and move out because they aren't getting the football right away and stuff like that. Oh, it all starts at 8U nowadays. If that kid's not if that mom or daddy believes her son should be running the ball at 8 years old, and the coach believes he's a better wide receiver and he might not get the ball every play, they're moving him to the program that'll give him the ball every down. That's a culture now. It's not even people think it's just a high school, but it's created all the way when these kids are 7 and 8 years old.
Do they have, do these guys have a lot of promises to people whenever they're trying to get them all to sign up?
Well, I'm going to be honest with you because I'm a president too, so every program sells. If I didn't say we didn't sit here and try to sell our version of the dream, I'd be a liar. I'm not real big on that. I like to be up front. So every program, has a sales pitch. Do coaches promise players that, we're going to win the championship this year? Well, I'm going to be honest with you. I haven't met a coach yet that doesn't believe he can win the championship. So, coaches are out there saying they'd win the championship. But is there coaches out there telling them, hey, you score touchdowns, I'll give you $50, or you score a touchdown, I'll buy you cleats and stuff like that? I'm going to be honest, it's hard to tell. There might be 1 or 2 out there maybe making those promises to their kids. But I'm also the kind of person, I'm not going to tell any coach how to motivate his team. If that kid's already on his team and he feels like that kid can score 20 touchdowns and it might say, hey, I'll give you $100 if you score 20 touchdowns, I'm not going to tell that coach he's in the wrong because he's getting the best out of the kid at the end of the day.
Right.
So, but I don't believe that's going on really in a wide scale. Like I said, I think a lot of this going on is more of just trying to bash other coaches and bash other programs. They're fighting between each other. So I feel like that's mainly the thing. I don't believe coaches in our area are doing that. I know a lot of these guys, and they're actually stand-up guys that care about the community. It's just right now, unfortunately, our leadership's not really agreeing. So you got coaches feeling like they're all alone out here.
I gotcha. Well, Coach, we appreciate it. We're up against the break. We will continue that. I thank you so much for calling in, Coach.
Yeah, no problem, man. I'll talk to you later.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. When we come back, we're going to dive into a little bit more of this because I've got some unsettled questions that I want to talk about. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here at 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. It's the Rich Eisen Show.
There's Derrick Henry. Nobody runs the ball in such a way that you can imagine what it sounds like. The whistling of air, the whoosh, or in the way that his quarterback has described him, the ka-chow. Ka-chow! Since we're on Disney Plus, I should make a Pixar Cars reference. He's like Lightning McQueen in Tow Mater's body. Holy smokes.
That's funny right there.
The Rich Eisen Show. Weekdays 11 to 2. ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Anna with ESPN Northwest Florida. Here is your weather forecast on this Friday afternoon.
The remainder of the day, possible thunderstorms and mostly sunshine, an 87 with a gentle breeze out of the southwest around 11 miles per hour. For tonight, mostly clear skies with a light breeze and a low near 81. Tomorrow, a wind 5 to 10 miles per hour, mostly sunny and a high around 88. For Sunday, sunshine and a high of 89. This weather forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
DraftKings Sports is live in all 50 states. Yes, that means you, Florida. The whole world is watching one tournament right now. Group stage chaos, knockout drama, stoppage time heartbreak. The DraftKings Sports app is now live in Florida. So whether you're catching the early kickoff before work or the late match at the bar, you're in on every minute, every match, every moment, all in one app. Right here in Florida, the world's biggest stage is in the palm of your hand. New DraftKings customers sign up now with code NWFlorida. Spend $5 to get $200 in total rewards. That's code NWFlorida in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours. Event trading offered by DraftKings. Predictions, a CFTC registered introducing broker. Trading involves risk of loss. Market availability varies. Eligibility restrictions apply. $50 every 7 days via click-to-claim issued in non-withdrawable prediction dollars that expire in 1 year. Ends June 28. Terms, dkng.co/predictions promo.
Looking for your next reliable ride? Don't break the bank. Cruise on down to Emerald Coast Auto Sales. From spacious family SUVs to sleek fuel-efficient sedans, we have an incredible selection of quality pre-owned vehicles waiting just for you right here on our lot at Emerald Coast Auto Sales. Drive home happy today. Emerald Coast Auto Sales, 2815 15th Street, right across the street from Cedar Grove Elementary.
Can you take the hits? Here comes the Sports Blitz. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
We are back live and local right here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida, your spot for the Atlanta Braves. Don't forget the Braves tonight take on the Giants right after the show. 8 o'clock is the coverage time. 9:15 is the first pitch. The Braves on the Gulf Coast are sponsored by Hewitt Tire and Auto, Bill Bird Kia, Brock Pest Control, Cito, PCB Hobby, Blue Diamond Truck Accessories, and right here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Don't forget, if you want to be a part of this show, if you want to be a part of this conversation, you can call in 850-215-6290 is the way you do that. We would be so graciously to take your call. You can also text that line. I do see that a lot of people are chiming in on this paying players of little kids. I just, for me, hearing one of the local coaches, that really, leveled some playing ground for me. Is it wrong though for, guys? Because I've been at the baseball fields before. I've been at games before, and a kid being on deck, and the dad or the uncle or the brother or the cousin or somebody's there said, "Hey, Johnny, you hit it over the fence, $100. I'm gonna give you $100. You hit it over." And so I guess on the football side of it, you've got the same people, your cousins and uncles and brothers and family members that are coming to watch you play. And it's like, "Hey, Johnny, you score a touchdown today. I'm going to give you $50. You know what I mean? I'm going to give you some Robux, all of that." So, I mean, it's okay to do that kind of stuff. But actually, coaches, how can you compete with other teams in another area? Because he did say that. He did say that there are tournaments where they make money if they win, and that, they super load these teams up. So why would a team from Bay County that is not a super loaded team but a good team in the area, why would they go play in a tournament like that when they know that the cards are stacked against them?
Because you play against good competition and you get better at it.
How do you
play against good teams? You will get better.
How do you feel like if you lose 35-0 that you're getting better?
Yeah, that's different.
The only way you can get better is if you can actually have success during the game against this team. But if it's an all-out blowout that they're all playing teams or paying the players of this team, all of those kids are, grade exemptions or their age is different, because just because you turn this age,
you might still be going into middle school, but you're playing against third and fourth graders. But you're going into middle school and you're bigger, faster, stronger because your birthday's a little bit later than the cutoff.
Yeah.
So that too kind of runs into it a little bit to where, especially in football, because, baseball, it is usually the bigger teams, but not always. But in football, it's always bigger, faster, stronger that usually wins the battles. Now you can be quick and fast and all that, don't get me wrong, but usually the bigger teams can lay on you and really, really take control of it. But I'm just surprised. It doesn't shock me, though, because of the life that we are in right now. We're in an era where we're paying our players to play football in high school and in college. So it would not surprise me if you had a business that the dad was the owner of the business and his sponsorship was to go to the team, but it was to somehow, some way go to the players that just so happens he got from another area. Yeah. And so what do you think when you think about these guys that are, trying to build these teams? Do you think they're building them for the sake of their ego, or do you think it's the sake of, trying to develop? Because every organization that's all listed, they all talk about, we're going to develop. So what does develop mean? Because does it mean winning, or does it mean making the players better than the day they started with the practice? Because that to me would be the best way to know is Johnny couldn't run 20 yards without stopping, or Johnny couldn't block, for 2 seconds. The guy shook his block off every time. Or Johnny wouldn't be able to know how to tackle if you pushed him into somebody, right? Yeah. But then at the end of the year, Johnny's tackling, Johnny's blocking, Johnny can run. He's learned how to play the game. We may have not have won the championship, but all of these guys, after they left the program for this year, got better.
Oh, yeah.
That's really the thing.
Yeah, we had organized, it was this thing called JPRD, Jefferson Parish Recreation Department. And it's the biggest suburb. So you don't have counties in Louisiana, right? You have parishes. So in Orleans Parish, you have the Orleans Recreation Department, right? New Orleans Recreation Department. And in Jefferson Parish, you had a different organized thing. Everything's super organized. There's no branch offs in different leagues and everything, and developmental leagues in New Orleans. And so that's what you go through. And I don't think people were really paying, but what they were doing is they were developing people to go to a certain high school, Paul.
Oh, okay. So they're pushing them
so it's like a feeder.
Yeah, to the high school.
To the high school.
I love that.
Yeah, and my neighborhood, was it a coincidence that everybody went to Jesuit high school? I don't know, man. It's kind of weird. It's almost like a clique. And then another playground, they all going to Brother Martin. And then you had a school like John Curtis, which wasn't as big of a school, and they were just getting everybody from everywhere, Paul.
Yeah.
And they were dominating all the small schools. State champion after state champion after state championship, till the point where they said, no, you got to move up. Now you got to move up again. We don't care what your enrollment is. We have to move you up because you're dominating these small schools too much.
Yeah. Well, I just wonder if, I love that, honestly. Really? And I know there's you got a team called the Bay County Tornadoes. I think that's what he just had mentioned.
And so they go to Bay High.
And then Bay High Tornadoes is the same deal. I know that Mosley Dolphins, I know that there's a Lynn Haven Storm.
Yeah.
And they're the same colors.
Yeah.
I know that the Beach Marlins are the same color as the Arnold Marlins. Yeah. So I think I love that idea. I think it's great. I think it's good because, but what I think happens is it's just like this. In Florida, is school choice. So you might live on the beach side but go to Mosley, or you might live in Lynn Haven and go to Arnold. It just really just kind of depends on what you want to do. Maybe Arnold has a really good weightlifting program and you're a weightlifter and you live in Bozeman's district, but you're going to go to Arnold because they've got a better weight program.
Absolutely.
Or football or baseball or basketball or whichever ones. So I just wonder how that really works.
They have a kid who lives right over here by the studio.
Yeah.
And he was going to Arnold. Mm-hmm. And then junior and senior year, he's going to Mosley.
Yeah.
Because he's a lineman, and they wanted him. They needed him.
Yeah.
And while he was going through his injury, he's working the drone for video for the games.
Yeah. So that's it. And I think it too, when you look at some of the comments that are made, that if the high schools are able to buy into or help these smaller programs, but I don't know if they do, because you've got all of these different middle schools from, on the beach side, you've got, Breakfast Point, and then you got Surfside, and then you've got Mowat over here. Then you got, I don't know all the schools' names, but there's a bunch of middle schools that they all individually have football teams, for example, or basketball teams. And so they all kind of know each other, but they go to the school because it's just kind of a whatever type deal.
Do you think the high school that suffers the most around here, because they're getting people out of their district and everything, and where they would normally go to this high school, it's Rutherford?
Really?
And there's so much talent there.
Yeah.
And they might not be coached the best, but they're also getting talent taken out of their district. I think Rutherford might run this county if they really had everything on the up and up.
So you think that if they didn't have school choice and you had to go to the school that you're living in
the district,
that you would have a better chance?
Yeah.
I will say this, sounding good this afternoon, people keep asking for more Jeffrey. There you go. That's for you. Coming from someone who has been a captain in sports and a leader in projects, as well as managing teams and crews in the workforce, you absolutely can develop and win at the same time, but it takes a really good infrastructure from the top down, and it takes maximum effort every day. I think that's true. I think it's really hard to do, though, because in some of these sports, you have to have your best players doing the things that make the game go the way you want it. If my son played wide receiver, running back, and quarterback, and you wanted to develop him at quarterback, but he's not as good an option as the starting quarterback, and you only put him in to hand the ball off when you were winning, I don't see the development there.
Yeah.
On the flip side of that, will you lose the game if you put him in there and call 24 fake right Houston pass yellow? You know what I mean? And I just made that up, by the way. That's not a real play. If anybody wants to yeah. And have him throw the ball out in the flat, he throws an interception, we lose the game, right? That's not developing either, because that's going to destroy him.
Yeah.
But I think what I think you can still win and develop, like what this person's saying, but where you have to develop them is the reps in practice. And the thing is that this is one of the biggest problems that I think for the most part across the spectrum is that our practice is being ran the way to develop, or are we running practices to win games? So I can make practices where my stars touch the ball, if we're just talking about football for the moment, where whenever we're running against the team's lower end, because a lot of times your quarterback is your best linebacker. Your running back is your best cornerback. Your offensive lineman,
both ways.
Your offensive lineman is your best defensive lineman.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like, sometimes you can't go good on good because, like what the coach was saying earlier, you don't have the plethora of players, because maybe some of these kids have played before and some of them hadn't, and that's where you run into the problems of not being able to develop kids, because you'll have really good kids. And don't get me wrong, don't get started on this. When you go to play in these tournaments, especially like travel baseball, or when you go to these tournaments and playing football, what do you think the parent of the kid that is a star wants?
To see their kid excel
and win.
Yeah.
So if you're really trying to develop your whole team in these tournaments, and you've got these kids that aren't up to par, but they are better than they used to be.
Yeah.
But they keep letting the guy get by him, or they playing against a superstar that just is way better than them, and there's nothing they can do. That parent's going to get mad if little Johnny's getting sacked in the backfield and can't run touchdowns.
That, and you talk about development like everybody has the ability to get developed, and it's not that way.
Right.
I played on teams where we had a quarterback, and I was like, wait, why is this kid the quarterback? Is he getting any better? No, he's not. And, I don't know. Maybe I'm too much into where everything was connected, you know what I mean, by the parents and everything, At least it's not spoiled by that here.
Well, the good part is that if parents can be communicated to early on and you can let them know. But I don't know. Do you think we're in a society where winning really matters more than anything else? Because I've seen people so happy when they were on the team that won, even if their kid struck out 3 times or missed the ball in the outfield, but we still won. But then I've seen teams that everybody did really good, but you just played a team that was so much better, and they were really down about it and really upset. But there was nothing that you could do about it because you played your best. You don't realize how good you played, even though that team was just better. It was just their day. There's just sometimes you're not going to win. And, I mean, that's the part of it that I think a lot of times as coaches, I don't know if they tell them that or communicate that, or if that people just don't listen. Maybe it's a little bit of both. And it seems like, and just hearing some of the things, and I know we got way off the topic of paying kids to play. Do you think it's wrong that some kids get promised positions and maybe say, hey, if you'll come play for us, you don't have to pay for your entry fee, but a kid that is playing and they have to pay?
Well, I mean, it depends how much you really want them, I mean, if you want to have a good team, sometimes you have to be able to do stuff like that.
So you say it's okay?
Yeah, pretty much.
So it's okay. Jeffrey wants to pay the players. As much as you feel like you don't, you do.
It's tough. It's tough. It's definitely tough. Yeah, I'm going to blow your mind because if you're a girl dad, I knew people that would take their kids out of dance academies or ballet academies and go to a different competitor because they didn't feel like their person was getting enough stage time at like the end of the year. What do they call that? Not dance competition, but that type of
recitals.
Stuff. Recitals.
Yeah.
Yes, that's it. And I was like, wow, I didn't even know people like girls like change, academies because they want their girl to get more stuff.
Well, I mean, that's just kind of how it goes. I mean, you really have, that's big time set up to, where parents have to have realistic expectations from where they're sending their kid. So, I mean, but either way, we're going to go ahead and go to a break. When we come back, we're going to dive into a little bit more. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here at 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida, the Paul Feinbaum Show.
Paul, let me say this, okay? When I walk in the bar, the bartender has a beer waiting on me. When I walk over to get a beer, I say thank you, and there's guys, people standing around the bar, and they're like, wait a minute, I know you. You're Daryl Feinbaum. No, yeah, you are. And you know what, Paul? I used to think about celebrities. Now I get it, okay? It gets annoying.
Paul Feinbaum, weeknights, 6 to 10 on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Golf is a game that should be fun, but to have the most fun, you need to play your best. That's where the experts at Golf Plus come in. Their friendly staff will guide you through the buying process, answer all your questions, and can help with any repairs you need along the way. Golf Plus is your custom fitting, club repair, and golf retail shop. Golf Plus staff is non-commissioned and will work with you to find the best product for your game, just like they've been doing since 1988. Golf Plus in Panama City Beach. Fitting, repair, retail. That's Golf Plus.
The legendary Pepper's Mexican Grill and Cantina, home for the most popular drink specials in town and now on the beach. Enjoy 2-for-1 house margaritas and draft beer all day, every day. 10% off on Military Mondays, and Tuesdays, kids eat free with an adult. Pepper's Mexican Grill and Cantina, now with 2 locations. Back Beach next to Home Depot and Highway 77.
Your goals matter, and at Anytime Fitness Panama City, they're ready to help you crush them. With expert coaching, personal training, and virtual workouts through the Anytime Fitness app, you'll have all the support you need inside the club and beyond. Limited time only. Join today for just $1 down and start your fitness journey now. Don't wait. Visit 107 West 23rd Street, Suite W8, or call 850-818-8184. Anytime Fitness. Let's make healthy happen.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida gets results. Here's Alan Watson from Gulf Plus in Panama City Beach.
When we first came to Panama City Beach to launch our business, we didn't really have a voice, and we didn't have any way of letting people know that we were here and we were new. ESPN Radio has given us a way to reach our audience, which is sports fans, because of being in the golf industry. And we've managed to grow the business while staying on the radio for 6 straight years. So it's been the kind of thing that's really helped us to grow. It's brought in the most business, and it's the thing that we're recognized for and people associate us with. I couldn't be happier with our association with ESPN Radio.
To see how 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida can help grow your business, go to ESPNPC.com and click the contact button. That's ESPNPC.com and click contact.
Eat, sleep, game. This is your sports obsession. ESPN Northwest Florida. Now back to the Sports Blitz.
We are here live and local on this beautiful Friday in Panama City Beach. We're so glad that you joined us on the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Don't forget the Braves tonight take on the San Francisco Giants. We got to get back in the win column. 9:15 is the first pitch. 8 o'clock is the start time. If you want to be a part of this show, you can be. 850-215-6290 is the way you do that. We can take your call right now, just like we're about to take Gator Jamie's call. Jamie, how are you doing today, my friend?
I'm doing well, boys. How are y'all?
We're doing fantastic. What do you think about all this stuff going on with youth football now that we're talking?
Well, I just wanted to chime in my experience. My son played youth football all the way from 7U all the way through high school. And after the first year, they won the championship the first year. And after the first year, the coach came to his mom and I and told us that he would love to have him back to play next year. And if the fees and stuff were a problem, that he would make sure that it wasn't a problem.
Nice.
But we had to keep it quiet for, so all the other kids on the team didn't ask for it or whatever. Well, time goes on, and about 3 or 4 years, he stayed with the same coach, same team. He was a pretty good little player. He was a hard hitter at a young age, which is hard to find. So after a couple, 3 or 4 years, we started to notice there's 6 or 7 of these boys on the team that they're on the same team. They've come up and played on the same team the whole time. And talking to their parents, we started put 2 and 2 together. The core of the team was all their fees were getting waived. The coach was trying to keep his team together, and that's what it was taking to keep it together, I guess. We didn't mind, and they ended up being very competitive and he had a fantastic football career, enjoyed every bit of it. He played high school ball with those same 6 or 7 kids, all the way from youth ball all the way through high school. So it was fantastic for him. And so that's just from our personal experience. And then at the end of the year, there was always, an all-star game or Turkey Bowl or something where they put together a little all-star team to go play against another all-star team from another association. And we never had to pay for any of that either. So we were blessed that he was a pretty good player and I guess good enough the coaches wanted him.
And I don't see the problem with that. I get the whole, don't tell everybody type deal. But that's the coach's priority prerogative to me of whether or not he wants to keep a core group of kids. And, I mean, you seem to be happy with it. I'm sure if they all stayed together for the whole time, I mean, nothing's perfect. But obviously it sounds like everybody was happy and stayed with that same group. So I don't see anything wrong with that. It's the part of other coaches swooping in and, trying to lure parents, trying to lure kids away
is kind of the atmosphere I think that we would see more now than ever.
And we did have some of that too, because he was a middle linebacker and he backup quarterback, fullback, just kind of a jack of all trades. And we did have some. He was approached by some other teams. You know, hey, do you want to be the starting quarterback? You can come be our starter. Yada yada yada. And we always just. And he was kind of. He wanted to do it a couple of different times because he wanted that shot. But we made him understand, hey, what we got here is a good squad, and we're winning. And there's continuity. You like the coach, you like your player, you like your teammates. You know, there's value in that. So let's just stay the course and keep doing what we're doing. And I think it worked out for all of us.
Yeah, and see, it's a good thing when you have that kind of stuff going on, because when you have it, you know, the one thing about it all is that you said, you know, he was happy, he enjoyed it, and he went on to play high school together with all those guys. So I'm sure that helps, you know, build relationships and all of that, because, I mean, not everybody's going to make it to college. Not everybody's going to make it to pro. And, I mean, what you get an opportunity to do and do it with your friends, I mean, man, to me, that's success.
Yeah, he's 21 years old now, and all those guys that played with him all those years, they're all his best friends.
Wow.
They've all come down and visited us here at the beach, and so they're probably going to be friends forever, honestly.
Yeah.
So that's what I told him when he was talking about going to play for a different squad or going to play at a different school, and I was like, you know, let's just hold off, because the truth was he wasn't going to go to college. He was 165 pounds soaking wet.
Yeah.
By the time he grown, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
6 foot, 165. You know, you're not that middle linebacker. You're not playing. You're not going to go play pro. And he got concussions in senior year, so that kind of put a damper on it for him too. He started realizing, hey, these grown men hit hard.
Yeah, for sure. Well, Jamie, we sure do appreciate your time, man. Thanks for calling. We appreciate you.
Absolutely. You guys have a good night.
Yes, sir. You too. He's right, though. I mean, but see, that's the part that, as right now, I don't see it as much. You know, he said his son's 21 years old, so this has been several years back now. Now you're seeing more jumping around. Now you're seeing more people going to other teams, whether it's football, basketball, or baseball. I just use those three that we talk about, because I've seen teams that they don't even have practice together, but they play in a travel baseball tournament together. So, I mean, that's something that goes on, and they call those national teams or scout teams, and I know they do them for football as well. And you've got, you know, I've been, you know, been able to umpire, or referee, and all that over at Publix, and seeing some of the youth programs coming in. I mean, there was a team out of Houston, Texas, that came from, you know, I don't know where they all showed up, and they all had the backpacks, the
so
sweatsuits.
They're from the Woodlands, then.
The sweatsuits, and they all came in a big charter bus.
Oh my God.
Together. And the parents got out together. And they walked out and had the same bags with their names stitched on their bags. And they come there to win the tournament.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? They come there. And you got a broader area to pull from that you can you know, hand select these kids, you know, so that you don't just get all of the best running backs. You got the best offensive linemen, the best quarterback, the best wide receivers, the best. You can take and pick and choose. And so then when you play against a team that's from a circumference area of, say, just a 20-mile radius, of course you're going to beat them. They're all from different, you know, 100-mile radius. A 100-mile radius talent is going to be way better than a 20-mile radius talent. And so that's what happens. So you really can't compete nationally with these teams when they do that.
And Texas football's king. My buddy who played defensive tackle for LSU, guess where he grew up originally? Chicago, because his dad played for the White Sox.
Yeah.
Okay? And he gets towards high school and all that, and his dad said, oh, you're really going to be a contender and all that to, like, play football, right, as a defensive tackle, right? So he moves his family from Chicago to Dallas.
Yeah. Because
football's king in Texas.
That's right.
So not only do you have everything focused on football in Texas, but then you're bringing people in from out of town in to play to get the attention to get on with a big program. And he showed me all the papers, Notre Dame, USC, everybody showing interest in him back in the days. He kept all this in a box, and then he ended up going to LSU and then losing it first. Because we were in our lean years,
Yeah.
Was it a bad decision to go to LSU, Paul?
Probably so.
At that time it was.
So let me tell you this story real quick. I don't know if I told you this, but the last time we were in our tournament, we didn't play against a team, but there was a team there that the mother of one of the boys there was a social media influencer.
Really?
And she was
Filming?
very popular, and she filmed and did all that. But her gift to the kids and the parents is, since they were coming down to play at the beach at Public Sports Park, she rented a yacht for all of the parents and the kids to stay on while they were there at the tournament for the whole week.
My goodness.
So there you go.
If the dad was an influencer, they'd be doing deep sea fishing.
Yeah, I'm just saying. So, so yeah, when you've got different people paying money to organizations and all that, you can afford, letting little Johnny that's really good, what's $125 a month for him to play for 5 months? I mean, that's only $500-600. You're fine. We're staying on yachts, I mean, who wouldn't want to play on that kid's team, right?
Yeah.
So that's the big deal. We're going to go ahead and go to the phone line. We got Ed on the line. Ed, how are you today, my friend?
How's it going, y'all? What's the word?
Oh, man, we're doing great. We're talking about the Youth Football Society of whether or not kids are being paid to play for different organizations in 8U, 9U, 10U, 11U, 12U, all the way up into middle school.
Here. You guys ever seen the movie Friday Night Lights?
Yes.
It's a good example.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to do it's happening. Let's just be honest. I mean, maybe not here locally, but, waiving kids' fees to play, maybe buying a pair of cleats, all of that kind of stuff. I'm sure it happens because they want those kids to play, or the mom can't afford it, or the dad can't afford it.
Yeah, I agree.
What you want to talk about, Ed?
Oh, not much, man. I was just, I was trying to switch gears, but if y'all want to stay on that topic, that's cool too,
No, you're good. I just was, you asked what we were talking about. That's what we've been talking about today. So would you be opposed to it if somebody that was on your kid's team that you paid all of the fees, all of the dues, and did all the stuff, but this kid, because he's really good, to help you win, he didn't have to?
I mean, I'd be jealous, but, that's just my ego talking. But honestly, that's just the way the world works. It's not fair to everybody.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right. Well, Ed, I don't know how many days are you today? What's the number?
76, actually. I lost track. I need to start writing it down. But hey, look, I was really calling about the mental. What was it? Oh, Spurs in 21. By the way, I want to say that really fast. But I want to say that. But I wanted to talk about the Dustin Poitier. How do you say his last name? The UFC fighter. Did y'all see that video?
Yeah, the one from Louisiana. Yeah, those Louisiana guys. He was drinking and
Louisiana guy drinking.
He was drunk during the day at 2:00 on his airplane.
2:00 is late.
And wanted to threaten the workers on the plane, and he's a world-class fighter, so the police officer showed up, and he said, "Yep, come on over, buddy, come get you some. Let's go, me and you." And he put down his backpack and everything, was ready to fight the guy. The guy was like, "No, sir." He started moving back, pulled out the taser, was like, "Nope," called for backup. He said, "Yeah, you need to call for backup."
Backup.
But, I mean, Dustin Poirier is who he is, and former UFC champion. It didn't bode well. Obviously, did not do good. It's not a good look. I'd say that.
And I think that's one of the issues. We could talk about this for hours, but like the mental health issue in sports.
Yes, no doubt. He's probably got some things going on there that he probably hides with the alcoholism, I would say.
And seeing someone that's going in recovery, getting sober like that, it breaks my heart to see good people going down like that. It really does.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Well, Ed, we are up against the break, my man. Appreciate the call. Hope you have a great weekend.
Later, guys. Spurs in 21.
Yes, sir. When we come back, we will dive into a little bit more of what we've been talking about, but also World Cup and NBA and NFL and college football, everything. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson, 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
Wake up with ESPN Northwest Florida. The Coach James Hale Show drags you out of bed weekdays 7 to 9.
They're going to allow beer sold at the new sports complex, yet we can't have a cold beer on the beach.
Yeah. Then for the ride home, the fastest 2 hours on radio. The Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson.
You better hope you're ready.
Morning drive and the afternoon commute are live and local on the Gulf Coast. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida this Friday. For tonight, mostly clear skies and a low of 79 with a light breeze coming out of the southwest at 7 miles per hour. Tomorrow morning, sunshine with temps around 87. In the afternoon and evening, sunny with a gentle breeze and a temperature near 88. Moving into Sunday, about the same with a high of 89 and mostly sunny. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Lone Star Boil House and Sports Bar, where the locals go for the best boiled seafood around. Crawfish, shrimp, red royals, and everything crabs. Watch almost every sporting event in the country on their huge outdoor jumbotron. Follow them on Facebook to stay up to date on weekly events, live music, and food and beer specials. Lone Star Boil House and Sports Bar, your home away from home for sports, good times, and great food. The best boiled seafood. Lone Star Boil House and Sports Bar, 320 West 5th Street, downtown Panama City.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WVLQ Port St. Joe, ESPN Northwest Florida.
The locals love it.
Hewitt Tire and Auto has been in business in Panama City forever. Locals taking care of locals. From the smallest to the largest vehicles, they do it all. But don't take my word for it. Listen to the experts.
Hewitt Tire and Auto, your certified AAA service center and hometown towing.
Visit them online at HewittTire.com.
On Airport Road in Panama City.
850-769-7323. Hewitt Tire and Auto Center and hometown towing.
The sports world is a battlefield of opinions. And every day, Paul Wilson brings the heat, the fire, and the definitive take. Don't just follow the headlines. Be a part of the story on the Sports Blitz. ESPN Northwest Florida.
What it do, people? It's the homie Lil Cash. Right now you tuned in with Paul Wilson on the Sports Blitz. 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida. The hottest sports show in the South. Let's go. It's Lil Cash with another hit with Paul Wilson on the Sports Blitz. Where they talk trash and they talk ish. When it comes to sports, man, they too legit. It's 104.3 ESPN. If you love sports, better chime in. NFL, college, local sports, they got it. NBA, they got it. Sports Blitz, the topic. The show hottest wasabi. Better tune in and go watch it. Hey, Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson. If you even tried, you can't stop it. Bone Crusher gon' pop it. No Jeff gon' pop it. Go like, comment, subscribe, and share right now.
Here we go. It is 5 o'clock, and you are at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. We made it to the weekend, baby, and we are so excited that you joined us today on the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Don't forget the Braves tonight take on the Giants right after the show. It'll be 8 o'clock is the start time, but 9:15 is the first pitch. The Braves are sponsored by Hewitt Tire and Auto, Bill Bird Kia, Brock Pest Control, PCB Hobby, Cito, and Blue Diamond Truck Accessories right here in beautiful Panama City Beach, Florida. We're so happy to have you joining us, whether you're on Facebook, whether you're on the radio, or whether you're on YouTube. If you want to be a part of this show, part of this conversation, you can call in. 850-215-6290 is the way you do that. We got Bone Crusher here, Jeffrey's here. We've been talking about the social media kind of rush in Bay County, talking about whether or not organizations of youth football is actually paying kids to come play for their organization. And with that being said, I want to read a little bit from what you guys have posted. Actually, we talked to Coach Mike Russ earlier. He said, definitely not over here. We have a hard time just sponsoring the kids and families in need, much less to pull kids to your organization. Cam Pearson said, definitely not. As rough as it is to run an organization and the cost of necessities to have a program, you can barely get
parent participation. So no, the Bay County Tornadoes have never paid or bribed a kid to play. At the end of the day, it's the parent's decision to send their child to whatever program. Rail Allen, I think this is funny. He said, who's starting this mess? I wish. So there you go. David Kozalewski says that's what goes on in rural Georgia, except it isn't the coaches, it's the businesses within the community who have no direct link to the schools. They start recruiting these while they are in middle school and move them and their families into the area prior to them starting high school. Brooke Long said, not unless the coach has very deep pockets. It costs a fortune to run an athletic program, and the school district doesn't help. Parents' participation is minimum. At best, it's really sad and frustrating. And then Ned Kozoku says, have you seen Bay District coaching? I don't know what that means, but I can only guess.
What is it, sponsored by donuts?
That's right.
What is going on?
But I mean, I think it's a great deal, for the area to talk about it, at least to have somebody to talk about it, to see what is going on with it and what kind of stuff happens with that. So
if we have all these people, there's quite a few Russians that live here, right?
Why do you always bring in Russians every time? Go ahead.
And Jamaicans.
Yeah.
And people from other countries and all that. And if soccer is the biggest sport in the world, we should be having good soccer programs here.
I think Arnold won the national title 2 years ago.
What?
In high school.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So,
Wow.
we do have.
How come we aren't touting that? Because you don't care about soccer.
It's not that I don't care about soccer. He just moved from Arnold. Now he's at Bay. So
They took all the Russians with them?
I don't think they got Russians at Bay.
No, they don't.
I don't know.
They're all at Arnold. No,
Oh, my
I'm joking.
gosh.
I'm joking.
I don't know who was all there. I just know that it was before we had the Sports Blitz, so we weren't able to report on it. So they were the number
We
one
need
team
to win
in the nation.
again.
Yeah, so
Bring in the Russians.
Oh, my gosh. You're killing me.
Yeah, I am.
So talking about the World Cup last night, right?
Oh, yeah.
The United States of America lost.
Yeah,
and
it doesn't
3-2.
It doesn't matter. You already won the group.
It's right. It
You
doesn't
already
matter.
knew where you were playing
We
next
already
Wednesday.
knew.
We already knew.
We didn't try to win.
It didn't matter.
That's what it was. We didn't. Who cares? Does anybody care that we lost
Some
last
Americans
night?
just can handle loss.
I will
can't
say
handle
this: we scored as soon as just about right off the gate. 2 minutes
Yeah.
in, 2 minutes and 15 seconds.
So they had
we
backups
scored.
as the defenders, and that's what happened.
Is that what it really was?
It was the back line on the defenders, and they said we're not going to start our starters, and then that's what happened. Boom, boom, 2 goals, right?
3.
They
We
ended up
lost-
being 3.
yeah, we lost 3
But
to
when
2.
we had those guys in, it was like boom, boom, and I was like, okay, yeah.
So does that doesn't hurt us?
Well, the team that you want to play?
Yeah.
They're playing tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Iran. And guess what?
Is it Iran or is it Iran?
I don't think you run. I think you just Iran.
Okay.
They lose tonight, and guess what?
What?
Not advancing, Paul. You don't get to beat up the nuclear
So
power.
who do they play?
Shoot.
That's the question of the day.
Well,
that has to be
they're 0-2, so
as much as we dislike Iran,
Yeah.
are we hoping that they lose?
Egypt. You're playing Egypt, but we're not playing Egypt. Egypt's playing Iran tonight.
Right.
Yeah.
Why did you laugh?
Because I was thinking
Egypt
you would
better?
jump to the conclusion that if we're not playing Iran, we're playing Egypt. We're not playing Egypt. Just to let you know.
Well, I'm just saying, do you want Bone Crusher? Do you want Iran to lose and not make it, or do you want them to win and play the U.S.?
I mean, that does sound like an interesting matchup. Yeah, that does sound like a fun matchup.
No.
I'd like to see them.
I don't want anybody bringing bombs to the game.
They're not.
Let's avoid a catastrophe.
They're not. They're not going to do that. They're not going to do that. All right. So,
they're playing 10 o'clock tonight, and then that's pretty much, I don't want to say, it's not the big game, but it's one of those games that kind of counts for somebody,
Yeah.
And there's 2 big matches tomorrow. I'm just going to mention them real quick. We got Colombia and Portugal. Guess what?
Portugal, that's Ronaldo, right?
Yes.
Okay.
If they tie or lose, guess what? Colombia wins that group. They have to win their group.
Wow.
And that's huge for Portugal because nobody thought Colombia was going to win that little pool.
Oh, okay.
And in the other one, Algeria and Austria, that's a late game tomorrow night at 9. That's tomorrow night. So then after we're done tomorrow, we'll kind of know who's playing who by Monday,
Yeah.
And then we know who the Americans will be playing.
Yeah. Well, I want to make a quick next week we will be going live at the Lone Star Boil House on Wednesday, right over there in Panama City. We want you to come out. We want you to wear your United States of America clothing. Let's make sure we show out, because Wednesday night is when the knockout is. So right after the show, we're all going to be there eating and watching the World Cup. U.S. take on, aren't they playing?
Bosnia-Herzegovina.
Who?
Bosnia-Herzegovina.
Why do they have two names?
It's like two different regions.
Yeah, it's Bosnia.
It's Bosnia-Herzegovina.
I'm glad.
There's a dash between the names.
Okay.
But
Well,
it's the old Yugoslavia broke into like 5 different countries, and this is one of them.
Well, I'm just glad. I want everybody to come out. We're going to be there doing the show live from 4 to 6 like we always do.
Don't wear blue and yellow.
Come out in your great, it's almost 4th of July. Go ahead and wear your 4th of July clothes.
Yeah.
Wear your 4th
and
of
hats.
Hats, bandanas. Bring your flags. We're going to have a World Cup party at the Lone Star Boil House. It's going to be awesome. They got drink specials. I think if you wear, I think something, I'll read it to you because I saw it today. If you wear a USA Fans in your gear, you get a free Busch Light when you walk in the door. Every time U.S. scores a goal, free Screaming Eagle shots. There's going to be
barbecue.
All kinds of barbecue. There's going to be boiled seafood. It's going to be a live location party right there at the Lone Star Boil House, and we're going to be right in the middle of it. I can't tell you what I'm going to do when the U.S. scores goals. I might have the
It's been
flag.
great watching Paul turn into a soccer hooligan, right?
I'm telling you what, man, I'm a
He's in
United States of America fanatic. I love this country. We're going to go ahead and go to the phone line. We got Cameron on the line. Cameron, how are you today, my friend?
What's going on, Paul? How you doing?
We're doing fantastic. Bay County Tornadoes, you're part of the organization. What do you think about it? Give us a little bit about what we've been talking about, Cam.
We're a first-year program. We got over 100 and something kids. It's been going around circulating, talking about we paying kids to play for us. We got a bunch of kids, and, youth football around here is, we're trying to get it back to how it was, and it's a lack of parent participation. So a lot of things that we, you know what I'm saying? So why would we pay kids if we can't get the parents to participate?
Right.
So, and a lot of kids that come to play for us, we built a relationship with them, you know what I'm saying, over the years. And now that we got our organization, they want to come play for us. So, it's all about building a relationship with kids over the years. Because, Paul, I coached with you, you know what I'm saying, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So we know about the lack of participation. That team we had 2 years ago, me, you, and Q, we were small. It took us a few games to get it going, but by the end of the year, that team had heart.
Yep.
And, we can go out there and compete with anybody. So, it doesn't matter about the talent you have and all that stuff. At the end of the day, the parents choose where the kids go play.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And when you look at it, you're trying to build an organization, and it's really hard. And yeah, I know there's all kinds of ways that people always try to raise money, but if a business wants to donate money, you as the when you're ahead of an organization, you guys have to see what's best for the organization. You want to have nice helmets that keep the kids safe. You want to have the right equipment, all of those things. Before you could even talk about talent, you have to have all of those necessities, because you can't have 10-year-old helmets, because nobody wants to play with that.
Exactly. And we're a first-year program, so we're still getting equipment and all that stuff. We got equipment, and we're still getting it. So, you know what I'm saying, why would we take money away from the program that we're trying to build to pay kids to come play for us?
Right. So that makes total sense.
And it gives them more pride, because if they're playing with good equipment, not, raggedy 20-year-old, helmet I wore 20 years ago.
That's a big helmet. That's a big helmet
and big ears.
and see, we got a lot of coaches over here that a lot of them are just not coming back. And they had a lot of them kids when they first started, and they're getting to the end of their little league football career, and they want to play for the coach they started with.
Oh, yeah. How old are
what was that?
How old are the kids that you're coaching?
I got, right now, me and Quentin, we got 10 youth. And I'm also helping with 12U also.
Oh wow!
And see, that's the deal. It's hard.
We got a 6U and an 8U, so we got all 4 age groups.
And so it's hard to do, So yeah, well, I appreciate you calling, Cam, and clearing that up because I know that it was a lot of things being said online that I wanted to bring it out and let the people in the community talk about it, and I think it's definitely been addressed, and I think that's a good thing.
Yes, sir. Appreciate that.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Cam. We appreciate you, man. Have a good day.
You too.
You learn by coaching. You really do.
Yeah.
I was young when I coached 2 different times. One time it was to, I'm not going to call them rich white kids, but rich white kids, basically. And to be honest with you, as far as leaving my mark, though, I coached young kids from inner city Baton Rouge, and it was you want to talk about making an impact on people's lives? That was it. I mean, I had no idea. I was young, and I was coaching, and building them up. It's I don't want to say it's easier, but it was definitely, you could see your impact was being made on a team because they would give up. They would fall behind, and they would give up on a game, and I was like, you have to be able to steady the ship and have them, have the ability to try and come back from a deficit. And it was amazing what, the impact you could make on people at a young age.
Are you tearing up right now?
No, I'm not tearing up, but I'll tell you what.
Bone Crusher, you got some tissue back there?
You should promote people coaching.
Yeah.
And not everybody has time for it or energy for it, because some people are hard at work, they got to make a paycheck and everything.
Right.
But it's definitely a positive thing we should promote.
I will say this. I coached, and I've coached football, I've coached basketball, coached baseball, played all of those things, played more baseball and basketball than anything else. But I will say that, it is rewarding to see the different levels of growth, and it is rewarding to see what the kids, how they love you when they accomplish something.
Yeah.
It's like you're in it with them, and like when something kind of clicks and it finally happens, then they look at you and like, Coach, I did it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there's a little bit of excitement. And, I think sometimes that part is kind of lost in the whole scope of it all, about where people are always talking, where we've talked about it on here, where you see the umpires fighting the parents, or you see the coaches tackling the umpires, or, just stupid stuff that kind of has no place, but it kind of camouflages the fact that, the real reason behind it, and that people still care about other people's kids, and they still care about the team, and they care about them getting better. And that's the whole scope of it all to me. And it makes it so worth it. And that's the thing you don't want, is that you don't want people to think that you're doing it for the wrong reasons. And I think a volunteer coach of organizations in sports is one of the most challenging, taxing, and hardest jobs to do in volunteer, because a lot of people, they take it so serious and they make it so big that, man, it gets really tough. And, I've heard people before being like telling parents, hey, look, I don't get paid to do this.
Yeah.
I'm out here on my own time and on my own
I love your
dime.
kid, and I barely even know him.
Right.
He's one of my own kids.
Yes. And he spit in my face the last time when I was talking to him, or he wiped a booger on me when I was trying to show him where to go.
He snot all over my pants.
Yeah, he bled, and I wiped it with my pant leg, right? Yeah. Now my jeans are ruined. Thanks a lot.
God.
Right?
You're giving so much and all that, and then you end up getting stuff back, out of it.
Yeah.
It's rewarding at times.
It is rewarding. It's very rewarding.
That's kind of like surprising. Like, I didn't sign up for this to get something back to me.
Yeah. And I mean, there are a relationship and a bond that you have. And then when you see that kid out of the season, and you're somewhere else, and they say, hey, Coach.
Yeah.
I mean, you feel like there's that respect, I mean, that's kind of how it goes. We're going to go ahead and go to the phone line. We got Big Nate on line. Nate, how are you doing today, man?
Well, I've been a youth coach, and I've been in every situation that you guys described. So, look, I think that coaching is a privilege.
Yeah.
Honestly. If you have the opportunity, as long as you don't screw it up, it can be very rewarding, and you're not – yeah, it's self-sacrificing. I mean, I toted around tackle dummies for an entire season for 6 seasons. So, I mean, it is what it is. At least I had a Suburban to do it, but nobody paid my gas to go there.
Right.
So I would like to see if youth football is going to evolve, okay, to where the kids are actually getting trained by people of reputable tout, basically. Those coaches really need to start taking classes.
Yeah.
Not just on football. You may know football or you think you know football. That's fine. As long as the head coach is there to kind of guide you in the direction of how you want to teach football to kids, great. It's the other stuff. The managing the emotions and building the youth of America in a positive manner rather than being these hellfire brimstone coaches that I grew up on that, you know, they did a good job, but there was a lot of trauma in that as well that I had to stomach because not every kid's built the same way. So it's almost like you got to get these coaches some psychiatric help to manage the undeveloped brains and hormones of these young boys and potentially girls to whatever sport they're doing. And not having that kind of, like, I'm a licensed coach. Like, okay, you get these ladies out there, well, I'm a licensed therapy coach. Okay, fine. I don't know where you got your credentials, and if you're saying that, that's great. I hope you have them. With youth football, there is no such thing. You might have, like, a former football player from high school coaching a bunch of kids.
Yeah.
But does he have any kind of actual, tangible education when it comes to the the emotional bond between teammates and coaches? You know, are they leading our kids astray? You have daycare workers that have to have a license. Not saying that they're worth their medal, but I just would like to see more accountability and coaches that are really serious about coaching taking that extra step. And if they get a little bit of stipend for the parents because they're an accredited coach, more power to them.
Yeah, I mean, there's some of those organizations that require you to take a online class and a dues type deal where you pay for your membership to, I think it's like USA Football, something like that. But you have to take a class, an online class, to be a coach for that organization. So I think all those things are good. And I think, too, understanding what you're there to do. You know what I mean? I think understanding what you're there for, you know, and like you said, there's these guys that are qualified. But then it still doesn't say that, you know, hey, Coach, I don't know anything about football, but I sure know how to fill up water bottles, and I sure know how to squirt water into kids' mouths.
Right. And it goes a long way to also for those people that are volunteering to set their expectations to the coach. Don't put yourself in a situation that you know you're going to fail at and have to have the coach sort that out. You should know already what's going down.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Well, Nate, man, we appreciate it. We always value your comments, my friend. Thank you so much for calling.
All right, have a good day, guys.
You too, man. Thank you, Nate. When we come back, we will dive into all of the breaking news that's going on this weekend. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here, 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. It's the Rich Eisen Show.
There's Derrick Henry. Nobody runs the ball in such a way that you can imagine what it sounds like. The whistling of air, the whoosh, or in the way that his quarterback has described him, the ka-chow. Ka-chow! Since we're on Disney Plus, I should make a Pixar Cars reference. He's like Lightning McQueen in Tow Mater's body. Holy smokes.
That's funny right there.
The Rich Eisen Show. Weekdays 11 to 2. ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida this Friday. For tonight, mostly clear skies and a low of 79 with a light breeze coming out of the southwest at 7 miles per hour. Tomorrow morning, sunshine with temps around 87. In the afternoon and evening, sunny with a gentle breeze and a temperature near 88. Moving into Sunday, about the same with a high of 89 and mostly sunny. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Hi everyone, this is Tracy with Tracy's Fine Jewelry and Gifts in beautiful downtown Panama City. After nearly 40 years in the jewelry business, I'm so excited to welcome you to my very own store. Whether you're celebrating love, family, or life special moments, we're here to help you find something truly beautiful. From diamonds and fine jewelry to unique gifts and custom design, we invite you to come experience the difference. Tracy's Fine Jewelry and Gifts, putting a sparkle on Bay County.
So you've heard the saying that if you love your job, you'll never have to work? Well, it's true.
I've worked for Brock Lawn and Pest Control for many years. The commitment to the needs of customers
and their commitment to each employee makes Brock a company I'm very proud to be a part of.
Brock's core values are also mine. Give people more than they expect and always honor your promises.
This isn't a job, it's a service to help people live a healthier lifestyle.
Brock Lawn and Pest Control, our family protecting your family.
ESPN Northwest Florida advertisers get results. Here's MaxFit Sports Nutrition owner Jason Kovaleski.
So if you're looking to advertise, or if you have a small business and you're looking to drive traffic to your store, check out ESPN 104.3 with Coach James Hale Show. I've been working with them for 7 years. They've driven a lot of traffic to my business. I get people all the time in my store that say, hey, I've heard you on the radio. It's one thing to advertise on the radio where people may hear it. It's another thing to be able to come on, talk to your customers directly. It's just one of the best form of advertisements I did, and I've gotten great returns off of it. So if you're looking for some form of advertisement to drive traffic, check out Coach Hale Show on ESPN. Contact Coach Hale, and he'll hook you up and get you started in the right direction and get you a lot more business.
Get results for your business. Call ESPN Northwest Florida, 850-215-4468. 850-215-4468.
This is the Sports Blitz. We don't just talk sports. We start fires. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Your spot for the Atlanta Braves. Don't forget the Braves tonight take on the San Francisco Giants. You will not want to miss it. Hopefully the Braves will get back into the win column right here at 104.3. First pitch is at 9:15. Coverage starts at 8 o'clock. If you want to be a part of this show, you can be. 850-215-6290 is the way you do that. You can call in. You can text in at any time. Don't forget, we will be live and local on Wednesday having the World Cup party at the Lone Star Boyle House from 4 to 6. All the stuff going on, the food specials, the drink specials, wear all of your USA gear. And I think, did I hear you correct? You said you're going to be wearing a USA top hat and a USA bikini bottom. Is that what you said?
I might just be sunburn red.
Oh, my gosh.
But be sure, not to wear too much blue. You got to have some red in there because the other team we're playing is blue and yellow.
Okay, so red, white, and blue for that night. I think you get a free drink if you show up and with your colors. So come on out, have a good time. Going to go to the text line real quick before we go to Shades and Accolades. Talking about feeling proud about coaching young athletes. When you see a kid you coach play on TV, wow, that's really how you do it right there. That's amazing. I coached Javion Elliott since he was 8 years old. Great kid. We know Javion from playing for the Tampa Bay Bucks, and he also played with the Carolina Panthers and played at Florida State. And he's been on the show several times. So awesome. And he's doing really good over there with MLK. He is the director over there. So, yeah, you're exactly right. Javion Elliott is awesome. Well, it's that time of the show, and you don't want to miss this part. Here we go.
The good, the bad, and the ugly. It's time for Jeff Shades and Accolades. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Okay, we're going to go with the accolades first.
All right.
Yep.
Paul Wilson. Yes, thank you. Finally made it.
ESPN has come out with their top 60 transfers in college baseball.
Oh.
And Alabama's got one. number 55. It's not looking good.
No.
But I'll tell you this much. Troy and Auburn don't have anybody.
Yeah, because they all left.
They all left, and they're not getting anybody transferring in and everything, so we'll have to see. I don't know if they all left. I mean, we'll have to see when it's all over. Yeah. So could Alabama be the best team in Alabama? It doesn't really matter because the rest of the nation is scooping up. And I'll tell you the two biggest schools is Texas. They got number 1, number 4, and number 18 off the list. And they got some more on down the list and everything and aren't as big. But 1, 4, and 18, Paul.
Wow.
How are you going to beat that in a transfer portal?
You can't. That's crazy.
Well, LSU's got 5, 8, and 10.
Wow.
That's the only way you get 3 in the top 10 out of the portal
That's
in baseball.
Pretty good. Yeah, it's 3
Oh, my
players.
God. He said he didn't pick the right players. I hope he picked them this year.
Yeah. Wow.
I mean, I don't know about you, but, I mean, I hope he's got them, and he's got more on down the list and everything. So LSU and Texas get the accolades as far as the portal goes. Don't get me wrong. Georgia Tech's got 12 and 13. They got some other people on down the list. But those 3 schools look like they won in the transfer portal in college baseball. A little shout-out to Tennessee, Mississippi State, and South Carolina scooping up in the portal.
Yeah, well, South Carolina got the Coastal Carolinas head coach coming over there, so you should see their trajectory start shooting up. Let me ask you about this when you bring this up. You brought it up about Texas doing that. Is Texas just going to eventually win? I mean, it's
at every sport.
Is it going to happen because there seem like they're spending the most money out of everybody else, and it's starting to, unless the NCAA does something different, Texas is just going to keep pouring the money in because there's such a pride for that university. I mean, they've got their own little sign. I know, the U's got theirs, other teams have got theirs, but I mean,
their brand is huge.
When you see their horns up,
there's no doubt you know who it is.
And then you've got all of these celebrities that go there, all of these celebrities that are a part of it, that burn orange just going everywhere. They haven't won it in football yet, but they've made the playoff. They haven't won it in baseball yet, but they made the playoff. They haven't won it in basketball yet, but they made the playoff.
They won three games? Or 4 games. I can't remember what it was.
They did win in softball. So are we on the cusp of starting to see a dominating factor in Texas because of how much money they're spending and how they're able to just keep spending on their programs? Because these people that are donating the money, they've got deep pockets and a lot of pride in their university. So is Texas, I know you talk about them and you're like, oh, Texas, you've done this for the last 20 years, but you haven't won anything but softball. Yeah. And when are we going to see a difference? Is this going to start turning? Because if Sark's not the guy with the talent he's got, they'll beat the bushes. Right. They'll offer Nick Saban $100 million a year to come coach these boys and win championships. I believe it.
And not only that, I mean, it used to be, what was the one thing we were really scared of? Oil money.
Yeah.
Oil money bringing it in. But guess what? Times are changing, and more people are moving to Texas. Pretty soon, Texas will be the most populated state in the United States. It'll pass up California because more and more people are moving there. And guess what? More industries moving there.
Yeah.
So you think it's just oil money? No. This is going to get more ridiculous. And you want to talk about the transfer portal? I could mention Houston, Texas Tech. I mean, it's not like Texas Longhorns are getting everything in that state. It's being spread across.
Yeah, but Texas is definitely the heavy-handed favorite on all of the portal stuff. They get the best players. They get always the best high school players because their state's so big and so large and populated with talent. But then you also
competition
too. Yeah, I mean, it's just it's flowing.
And I mentioned my friend, moved from Illinois, from Chicago to Dallas just to play football in high school and get developed. I mean, Houston, it's the 4th largest city in the nation. You want to talk about competition there, big time.
Yeah, and they're doing it because everybody knows it. Everybody knows this is where you go to get drafted. This is where you go to get the college scholarships. This is where you go because you can be the best in your little small town, but if you're not the best in the bigger towns, you got to move there to show that you can hang with the big dogs.
And we're talking about places like Beaumont and Lake Charles, and then smaller towns like Port Arthur and Vidor, Texas, and everything. It's coming from all directions.
Yeah,
and it's scary.
Yeah.
It's scary.
Yeah.
I mean, the Panhandle's not. We're not built like that. We don't have the population.
No. Are
like
you
that.
going to turn into a Texas fan like you kind of did a
no.
Georgia fan?
No. Don't buy me a Mexico shirt for World Cup or nothing like that. No. It's not happening.
Yeah, well, I don't have side teams in
You don't.
I don't. No.
You don't. No.
All right, continue.
That was the accolades. It was all the transfer portal opened up and everything for baseball, and it's flooding.
Yeah.
And it's getting huge. Okay. Now, I've been talking about this, not really on the show as much, but I've always thought about this. When the NBA developed out to 10 teams in each conference, makes the playoffs and all that, I'm like, I don't want to see a loser in the playoffs. I don't want to see anybody. I like Cinderella stories, but when you add the 9th and 10th team off of each conference, nobody wants a loser in the playoffs to watch. Baseball right now, I'm going to call out the American League. Because if you send 6 teams to the playoffs, which they do, the last wild card is a loser. Yeah, that's right. Third place, Toronto Blue Jays are pretty much in a dead tie with the Houston Astros, who are a second-place team from another division. And that would be your last playoff team. And they have a losing record, Paul.
Wow.
Both of them. 3 games more losses than wins. Do you want to see a loser? And the American League is not looking good, Paul.
No.
And the Dodgers have won back-to-back. Do you think the NL is going to do it again?
Yes.
And do you think it's stacked like that?
Yes. No, I don't. I just think
and the weird part is we just finished basketball, and we all talked about how the Western Conference is so much better than the Eastern Conference, and the Eastern Conference had a winner. I don't see the American League really turning it up this year and having a winner.
I don't either. I think you're right. I think the only chance is that if the Dodgers were to lose to someone like the Braves and then
Or the
make
Brewers,
it a little bit, a little bit more. So I don't know.
Yeah.
So that's it.
I mean, that's pretty much it. It's we're in a lull right now. College baseball just ended. At least we got the World Cup going on. I mean, what else do we really have going on other than Major League Baseball and then maybe golf?
Can I give an accolade today? All right, because something just happened today right before we came on the show, and I was going to wait until the the 40 hour of the segment, but I'm gonna go ahead and share it right now. I'm gonna give the accolades to the CFL.
Oh, I know where you're going.
The Canadian. There's nothing that I like better
than hating on
to
Sorsby.
hate on Brandon Sorsby. The Canadian Football League has banned Brendan Sorsby from entering the league due to his gambling issues, and no team is currently permitted to negotiate with him. Upholding the integrity of the league and ensuring fair competitions are paramount to the CFL. The CFL said in a statement today, the allegations involving Brendan Sorsby are serious and concerning. At this time, the CFL will not register a contract for him, and no team will be permitted to add him to this negotiation list. Sorsby, 22, is not eligible to play in the NFL this year because the league canceled the supplemental draft, and now the CFL has made it very clear he is not welcome. So, accolades to the CFL for standing up. Texas money can't pay off the NFL or the CFL. So now, UFL, you're next.
Oh, goodness.
What are you going to do whenever you see Brendan Sorsby asked to come play for you? I sound like Hulk Hogan now.
He'll be in the lingerie league. Oh, my goodness.
And the thing is that you'd like to see that.
Okay, are you shocked by the whole CFL thing?
I'm shocked.
I am shocked too.
I'm shocked because I think it would have brought a little bit more attendance or possibly viewership to the CFL.
Wow.
Not because, everybody wants to see, drama. I mean, you think about all these reality TV shows, Facebook, all of this stuff, it blows up because they want to see drama. Look at, what's some of the popular shows that's on A&E or all these other Paramount or Reels or whatever.
Watch What Happened Live, Real Housewives.
That, but also
Kardashians, whatever.
Plus like Jail, the show called Jail, where they see people at their worst. On Patrol Live or Live PD, whatever, Cops.
Yeah.
Everybody, those shows are great because it's drama. It's seeing people do crazy stuff. People love it. What does people get the most out of on these YouTube videos? It's stuff that's crazy. You know, people shooting people with water guns, you know, while they're walking down the street, you know, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I was surprised that the CFL did it. I thought it was a good move for the integrity of their. The deal is with me, and you know, we've talked about this a lot, and I don't want to make any enemies here. Nobody lives in a perfect world. We've all made mistakes. We all make mistakes. We all are trying to do the best we can, but we're human. We make mistakes. All right. But when you step over the line of betting on the games or the game that you play, that's where I see it a little bit different. So had he had just done the baseball, if he had done basketball, UFC, boxing, you know, all the sports, whatever, fine. You can do that. Mm-hmm. But when you bet on your own team that you're actually on, I'm going to have a hard time trusting you.
Okay, so how's the levels go?
Because you don't have to do that.
If you're betting on all the other sports, you're completely fine with 100%, right?
I'm okay with it because you have choice. It's just like anything else that you can categorize as an addiction, whether you're smoking cigarettes, drinking, gambling, whatever. Anything that's an addictive thing, that's on you. If you make that decision, that's what, you know. And do I believe people can recover? Do I feel like people make mistakes and realize that their mistake is bad and say, you know what, I'm never going to do that again? And yeah, they can just turn it off. Yeah. Some people, they need therapy. Some people need coaching. Some people need accountability. Some people need this. Some people can just stop. I mean, that's just my personal opinion.
Then if you're a college player and you're betting on NFL.
Yeah, if you're not playing that game.
Yeah, so well, that's the same game. It's just a different level.
Different level. Yeah.
Okay.
If he was
so as soon as you're
CFL,
as soon as you're betting on college football, though, that's where the line's drawn. Even if it isn't your team.
Even if it isn't your team.
Yeah, because you might have friends on other teams and have insider trading type, you know, information. That makes
it's gotta be worse though if you're doing your own team.
Oh yeah.
I mean that's a level of like carelessness that I'm, you know, I don't know. Yeah. You know, and one of our listeners said that's Goodell. If someone signed him, he would be under professional contract. Therefore, he could sign with an NFL team. So maybe Goodell reached out to the CFL and said, hey, could you guys not allow this? Because if he does, then he'd be allowed to go on with the team.
You think he picked up the phone and called the commissioner of CFL, or do you think he let one of his underlings say, hey, let's go and make this happen?
It just depends on how close he is to the actual CFL commissioner, president, whatever they have up there in Canada.
Yeah.
So
you know, it's strange. Is it World Cup? I was reading about it. No, it's golf. That's what it was. PGA. They don't have a commissioner. They have a CEO.
Nice.
I was like, man, you make this sound so business-like.
Yeah.
Because other sports, you know, you have teams and everything. I guess when it's an individual sport like golf, you have a CEO. Like it's a big business like that.
Well, I guess it's a gentleman's game. So
it is a gentleman's game.
There you go.
The only gentleman's game that doesn't begin and end with a handshake. Because that's what darts is.
Oh my!
They call it a gentleman's game.
I don't believe this show has ever had the word darts said more. I mean, it's right there with football. Honestly, it's crazy.
You know what's crazy?
What?
Over in Margaritaville is where my brother moved to, and they play darts on Mondays and Fridays. They have a waiting list of people to play in darts in Margaritaville.
Nice.
That's how many people they have wanting to sign up. My brother went on Amazon and bought, tungsten steel tip darts. And I was like, wow, my brother's really getting into it. And when I told him something about, hey, you think I could play over there or whatever, he says, nah. He says, nah, you'd be way down the waiting list. I wouldn't even be up.
Yeah,
they won't even call me up. They'd have to have everybody, call out saying, we're not playing today. And then they'd probably have another wave of people to call and say, no, I can't play today, and maybe I'll get in.
Jeff, they're trying to keep the riffraff out.
Yeah, them Cajun boys, like the UFC fighter.
You gotta have
the Cajuns out.
You got to have a certain aura about you to be involved in the Margaritaville area. You know what I mean? You can't be Cajun trash coming over there to Margaritaville.
We got standards there, buddy.
That's right. But you do know who's got high standards, and that is DuPlay over at 287 Aberdeen Parkway in Panama City. You don't want to not visit their website. DuPlayOnline.com is where you can go. And you say, what is DuPlay? It's an indoor facility that is turfed, basketball floor, volleyball floor, all of the things above. You can get those kids going right there. They've got camps all summer long. They've got free play. They've got subscription time. You can go in and let them play for 2 hours, and it's like $15. I mean, that's great. It's a great atmosphere. There's other kids there. They can meet new friends, build relationships, learn team building, all of those things right there at DuPlay at 287 Aberdeen Parkway in Panama City. They have all of this stuff going on. You don't want to miss it. They had a baseball camp. It sold out within the first hour, I believe. They said another one. I believe it's already sold out. They're probably going to do another one. Who knows? They could probably put a dartboard in there and have Jeff teaching a class. Who knows? But either way, DuPlay, go to their Facebook page. It's just DuPlay, and you can still go to their website, DuPlayOnline.com. When we come back, we will dive into some of the things you didn't know that happened over the weekend. But also, I got a couple of questions for Jeffrey. I don't think he's going to get it, but you will find out. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida, the Paul Feinbaum Show.
Paul, let me say this, okay? When I walk in the bar, the bartender has a beer waiting on me. When I walk over to get a beer, I'll say thank you, and there's guys, people sit around the bar, and they're like, wait a minute, I know you. You're Daryl Feinbaum. No, yeah, you are. And you know what, Paul? I used to think about celebrities. Now I get it, okay? It gets annoying.
Paul Feinbaum, weeknights, 6 to 10 on ESPN Northwest Florida.
With over 4 decades in business, Instant Replay Sports Cards is happy to take your collection to the next level. All new hobby boxes, signed memorabilia, and supplies. New and vintage cards and Pokemon. Buy, sell, and trade. They're an authorized source for Topps, Panini, Upper Deck, and Leaf cards. Instant Replay Sports Cards inside the Stanford Station on 23rd Street next to Academy Sports. Come see the bigger store and the larger inventory, or visit online, instantReplaySportsCards.com.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. I don't know if you knew this, but anyone can get the same premium wireless for $15 a month plan that I've been enjoying. It's not just for celebrities, so do like I did and have one of your assistants switch you to Mint Mobile today.
Visit mintmobile.com/radio. Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
Are you in need of reliable, secure, convenient self-storage? Too much stuff and not enough room to put it all? Stop on by to Your Storage Units. With a wide selection of climate and non-climate self-storage units, Your Storage Units is sure to have just what you need. From a small 5x5 to as large as a 10x20 and up. Just remember, if you need more space and less clutter, call Your Storage Units 850-252-4309 at 7100 US 98 right over the Hathaway Bridge and PCB behind the Taco Bell.
Eat your Wheaties. It's the fastest 2 hours in sports. The Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson. Real talk for the real sports fan. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back. We are live and local right here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida, your spot for the Atlanta Braves. Don't forget the Braves tonight take on the San Francisco Giants. 8 o'clock is the coverage time. 9:15 is the first pitch. You can always watch the Braves, listen to the Braves right here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. We've been talking a lot about youth football and whether or not they're paying them to play, the rumors, all of the things that's been going on Facebook. I'm just glad we were able to kind of grab it by the horns and figure out whether or not this stuff's true or not. I did want to say that, it's kind of crazy that we had the Brendan Sorsby story about where the CFL is now not allowing him to play. But you do realize that now they are going to start having college jerseys with a representative on their jerseys now, the logo of the company that's sponsoring them now. And it kind of just was a little bit crazy that Oklahoma State, they signed the first Big 12 jersey sponsor patch agreement with the Osage, if I'm pronouncing it right, Nation, using the orange script word mark that was designed for the Osage Casino Hotel in 2011. So there you go. Oregon State is going to have a casino on their jersey as the first Big 12 team, which Big 12 has Texas Tech in it. I see the correlation there. So what do you think about that?
Trying to lure in more Texas Tech guys.
I mean, yikes.
What's the strange part? I mean, look, Oklahoma is Indian territory.
Right.
And it's just kind of ironic that they're the Cowboys, though. That's their mascot.
Yeah, I guess Texas is the Longhorns, but, I would think Texas Tech should be the Cowboys, not Oklahoma State.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we've already learned
in the Wyoming, because Wyoming's got they have rodeos up there and everything. They got cowboys.
I've never been to Wyoming, so I don't know.
Yeah, you're not missing a whole lot.
You have?
No, but Jackson Hole is like one of those places that a lot of people go do vacations up that way. It's not my thing.
All right, so where every 2026 draft pick went to high school? What state?
What state?
Yep.
And this is 2026 draft pick in what sport?
Basketball.
Oh, basketball.
That we just had the NBA draft.
What state?
What is the number one state that they pulled from that they had where they went to high school? All right.
Okay, so we're foreign is out.
Well, I mean, there wasn't a lot of foreign, but we're just saying in the United States.
Yeah, just in the United States. Okay, so do I have to go? Do I have to shoot for number one? Right.
Well, I mean, don't you want to know what number one?
Well, I mean, I want to try and guess, and I want you to tell me if it's 3 or 5 or whatever.
I won't be able to tell you.
I wouldn't be surprised if New Jersey's in the top 5.
Okay. New Jersey isn't even on the list.
What?
Nope.
Wow. Okay, that's shocking.
Yeah.
They usually have a lot of talent come out of New Jersey in basketball. North Carolina.
North Carolina had 2 players, and they're tied with a plethora of other states.
Okay. Is that like 2. Tied for 3rd?
Tied for players? Probably 5th or 6th.
Okay. So that's the one down the list. Illinois.
Illinois had 3. So they're tied about 5.
Good
5th
amount.
place.
Shoot. I go with Michigan. What the heck?
Michigan, they're not even on the list.
What?
Nope.
And they just won the national title.
No Michigan high school players. Yep.
Wow.
Nope. Nobody.
I mean, where else am I going to go? I guess I'll say California.
California, 2.
2. So another tie with all the North Carolina and all the other ones.
Yeah.
I guess New York.
New York was I don't even think they were on the list. No, they're not even on the list.
This is crazy.
Yep. High school.
Pennsylvania.
Where they went to high school.
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania is not on the list.
Okay, now you're just getting absurd. Mm-hmm. Am I coming down south to Georgia?
I mean, you should. Georgia's 3. You got 3.
Rhode Island.
Out of Georgia.
3
Rhode
out of
Island.
No, Rhode Island.
In Rhode Island.
Oh, my goodness.
I just still can't.
Texas.
Texas, 2.
So that's tied with the whole group of people. Yeah. So, wow. Let's go Florida.
Florida is number 1 with 8.
Are you
8?
Have we taken over basketball?
Yes.
No.
8
There's no
of the
way.
2026 draft picks went to high school in the state of Florida. There you go.
How in the world?
Yep, there you go.
We aren't even basketball territory. We're football and baseball. We're dominating basketball.
I'm just telling you, we're number 1. And you are going to fall out of your chair for number 2.
Iowa
is not even on the list.
Indiana
has 3.
So that's a pretty decent amount.
Yeah.
But who's number 2? Tell me. Shock me.
Missouri with 7.
What are they feeding them up there? Basketball goals?
Yeah, I'm just telling you.
The rims.
Yeah.
Man,
Virginia had 4. Ohio had 1. Louisiana had 2.
Wow.
Tennessee had 1. And
so, I mean, yeah, the shockers is Florida and Missouri, obviously. Hands
Kansas
down.
had 1. Arizona had 1.
I get all that.
Utah had 1. Nevada had 1. Washington had 1.
Yeah.
I said Ohio.
Yeah.
Connecticut had one. New Hampshire had one, and Maine had one.
Okay. Yeah.
But
I get all that, and then.
But yeah, but
I'm
Florida,
and
Missouri,
hands down,
1
the
and 2.
shocking ones.
Yeah, so
Absolutely.
15 of the players that were drafted in 2026.
So there's only 30 picks.
Yep.
So that's half of them
Yep.
coming from 2 states. Then you have the foreign-born. So they have more than the rest of the states combined.
Yeah. So there you
and,
go.
And no, I didn't. No.
That shocked you, didn't it?
I would have put money against it.
Yeah.
I would have sent my money to Osage casinos in Oklahoma for that one.
Right. Well, and, just so you know, the one guy that you really talked about, Bennett Sturtz, that went to Iowa.
Yeah.
He's from Liberty, Missouri. That's where he went.
Wow.
He was in Missouri. And then the number one, A.J. Beyonsta, he went to Utah Prep. So
in Utah?
Yeah.
Okay,
so he's
just
the
checking.
one from Utah. But that's why he went to BYU as well.
Yeah. Well,
so close over there.
Maybe a little religion too.
Yeah. Could have been. But yeah, I think that was something that really had to go. Real quick, Mets have fired their baseball coach, Carlos Mendoza. The disaster of a season, they have decided to let go with him. At the beginning of the year, they were talking that the Mets were the one of the number one teams to watch out for. And, I just wanted to tell you that didn't happen. How we talked about John Shire was offered the Dallas Mavericks to get back, get the team back together with Cooper Flack.
Yeah.
The reports came out today that Duke head coach John Shire was reportedly offered a 5-year, $200 million contract from the Dallas Mavericks before they signed Dusty May. Shire told the Mavericks he wouldn't settle for anything less than $400 million. There you go. So my man has never won a national title. My man has come in after a legend. And underperformed.
Yeah.
Based off of what he had before, when he got there. I mean, look at what Dusty May's come in and done, right? He come in and won. Shire has not won, and my man's asking for $400 million. That's got to be the most absurd thing.
Okay, I'm going to disagree a little bit with the whole underperformed.
Why?
So they made the Elite Eight. They're elite, Paul. They had a good regular season. They just got upset by UConn. Was that UConn a national championship team? They were on the verge of it, Paul. They were kind of for real. And I know you might take away that, in the Final Four, they only had to play against Illinois. Does that mean that Duke could have been in the Final Four if they just didn't have UConn in their way?
Coulda, shoulda, but didn't.
But Duke is...
They were the number one seed.
So who in the ACC is even in your mind that was even close to them?
You had the third. I don't care about conference. I care about championships.
Okay.
You had the third best player in the country that got drafted the other night.
Yeah.
You had his brother. You had all these players. John Shire is undershooting Duke basketball. Wow. Just like Kalen DeBoer is undershooting Alabama football. The standard has been set. Coach K, Nick Saban, you follow them, you have to perform. That's the bottom line because Paul Wilson said so. But either way, that ends it for this week. We're so thankful. Go back and listen. See if you agree or not. Maybe you can call in on Monday and say we were dead wrong, especially Jeffrey. Have a great weekend, everybody. Put on your sunscreen and have a great time here in the Panhandle. Thanks for listening. We'll see you on Monday.
Wake up with ESPN Northwest Florida. The Coach James Hale Show drags you out of bed weekdays 7 to 9.
They're going to allow